So I just made some changes to the Facebook ChatGPT snapshot that I built using GoHighLevel and ChatGPT. And I want to show you guys some of the stuff that I was able to do with the bot. So I'm going to take you through this conversation that I simulated with the bot, and then I'll show you how I did it and basically the snapshot behind, what's happening here. So basically, imagine you are running ads to generate leads via Facebook Messenger. So you can program a keyword within your Facebook ad to be whatever you want. So since I just messaged my own page directly, I just clicked on the get started, and that was the message that prompts the bot, which then asks them for their email. And so I just put in an email here, and I'll explain why you have to do that later. But then basically the bot just says, here's your template, right? And you would just insert a link to a template or whatever you're offering in the ad. And then it says, are you looking for off-market deals to flip or wholesale? So basically this conversation is simulating talking to a potential real estate investor. So that's who I work with. Those are my clients, real estate investors. So this bot would basically be, to talk to potential customers for my business, right? But you could change this to basically work for any business. So anyway, it's asking the investor if they're looking for off-market deals to flip or wholesale. And then it's, just kind of going into the next question here, which market are you looking for? SoCal. And then it's asking what their budget is. And then I'm just kind of throwing it some different objections and, basically just, throwing it some objections and seeing how it handles it. And then, basically once I kind of get past that part of the prompt, what I changed within the actual prompt and the snapshot is I figured out a way to have ChatGPT actually book the appointments for the lead. Now, it doesn't go on an actual GoHighLevel calendar, but basically in the snapshot, if you've watched my previous videos with Facebook or SMS snapshot, inside of the snapshot for SMS, I have this AI booking bot, but basically with Facebook and with Instagram, you can't use the Eliza booking bot, this thing. You can see it's not even, or it should be there. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so you can't use this inside of Facebook or Instagram. So what I did, and I'll kind of talk about the downsides to what I did in this, and this is more just to show you guys some different things you can do. But basically, what I did was I changed the snapshot so that the ChatGPT is basically just their job is just to collect an actual appointment and confirm the appointment like this. So it's really cool. And then it summarizes the conversation that the contact had. So if I basically jump into this, so this is basically the lead's perspective. If I say, hey, then, okay, well, that's my Facebook automated thing, but the bot should trigger in just a second. So this is a default response message that I have for my Facebook, because sometimes people message me on Facebook and Instagram, and all of the questions that I answer are in school. So this is just not a part of the bot, but you can see here it says, hello, Quinn, how can I assist you further? And then I can just say, I'd like to book another appointment. And so what I did, just to kind of touch on it, and then I'll show you, is I made the prompt way more simple, right? The prompt that I made an original prompt, and then I made a second prompt, and then this one's even more simple. So the second one's pretty simple too, but what I wanted to test was, how really the goal of AI to actually facilitate conversations for you is that you wouldn't have to program it really at all, right? And if you look at, for example, like Tesla, like I got a Tesla from High Level I have it a few videos back, but part of, getting the Teslas, they gave me like 6 months free of the full self-driving, which is basically AI. So what the car can do is it can just literally drive me anywhere. Like if I'm at home, I can go to the store and it'll literally drive there. Now, it's not perfect, but basically the way that the full self-driving is constructed currently is it's programmed, right? So there's a bunch of engineers that have programmed, how exactly full self-driving should work. But their newest version, which is coming out, I don't know exactly when it's going to come out to the majority of the owners, but when it comes out, the whole way that the full self-driving works is that it's not programmed at all. It's all based on giving it data of people driving really well, driving safely. And so instead of programming it and basically telling it exactly what to do in all these different circumstances, you can, I would imagine, create an experience where sometimes it can, it doesn't know exactly what to do because it hasn't been told, versus if you strip all of it and just give it like, here is how to handle the conversation, and in that case, here's how to just drive, safely and well, then the AI just basically does and learns from that data versus having to try to explicitly program it what to do. So long story short, what I did with the bot was, well, can we just have, because the best prompt would be no prompt, right? The best prompt would just be giving AI access to the information that you or your team members have in their head. And when somebody wants to communicate with your business, it knowing, oh, this is probably a customer, or this is a lead, or this is someone I haven't talked to in a while, right? If it can know all those things, and then, oh, this is a support question, like this is a sales question, then now you're actually really getting the leverage from the AI, right? But if you're having to program and like explicitly tell it what to do, you kind of just end up having to manage it a whole bunch. So what I did was I stripped the prompt down, gave it questions to ask, and I'll show you the prompt and stuff like that. But I want to show you what it did here, because one of the things that the other snapshots have is it has the AI booking bot, and sometimes there can be kind of a weird transition point between the AI booking bot that GoHighLevel has, just because the AI booking bot that GoHighLevel has is not really AI. It's not the brain of the conversation. It's just really designed to get a day, a time, and then a time zone for the appointment. So I took that thing out, and I just wanted to see, hey, if you just give it a base prompt and it operates within certain parameters, could it book the appointment, and kind of, is there a way you could kind of get around that appointment not being able to go on an actual calendar, but maybe you get notified or things like that. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to just say, can we do today at, let's just say 4 p.m. So with the AI booking bot, right, the GoHighLevel one, sometimes it'll say, oh, I can't, we're all booked up for that day, right? Like it can't, sometimes it's a little non-conversational, right? And so I was thinking, because I had just booked an appointment for something the other day, like on the phone, that's really the goal, is like, I don't really, like I want to just talk to somebody that's basically like, oh, today, tomorrow, whatever, and then that's it, right? And so you can see here, could you please confirm your time zone so I could schedule the appointment accurately? So I didn't really program that statement. It's just doing that on its own. So I'm going to just say PST, and, then it's going to basically do what, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. So I'll see what you guys think, since some of you bought the snapshot and, or built it off my videos. So if you guys want to experiment with this version, then, I can give you guys the snapshot or whatever, but this was more just how can you make it more organic? How can you do it to where it doesn't even feel like you're booking an appointment? It's just like, yeah, I'm cool for today at 3, or I'm cool for tomorrow in the morning, and just kind of like how humans would do it. So boom, this is ChatGPT. This is all staying inside of ChatGPT. So this isn't the AI booking bot. This isn't anything else. So what's cool about that is, number one, this is, here's the appointment. Now, if you look back, you'll see that this was a summary of the conversation, right? And so since I've already had a conversation with this bot, it didn't summarize anything. So I can show you if I start it with a new contact and it goes through the qualifying questions. But what's cool about this is if I check my email, or you can actually see it right here, this is right now, it says appointment confirmed, and there it is. And then I also built out a formatting tool. So like, imagine I was the client or the user of the HighLevel account, I would get an email saying that I got an appointment, right? But I also formatted the date and the message using the internal GPT action of HighLevel. And what I did from there was I set an event start time. So when the lead engages, right, with this type of when we get this type of a message passed through the system, we format inside of the contact. If you look right here, I formatted that to an actual appointment. And what that means is you can then program reminders to the contact around this event, as well as to the user, like whoever's going to conduct the appointment. Now, the downside is it doesn't populate in a calendar like as an actual appointment. You could create a workflow to a Google Calendar with Zapier or something, but this is like the most organic way to get the appointment booked, right? Because they didn't have to click to a link or anything like that. And then because this is AI, right, and not just something I've pre-programmed, you can see here this will actually, I can actually change my appointment. And this is where the power of AI actually comes in, is if you have to like program a bunch of bots to do a bunch of different things, it kind of defeats the purpose. At that point, unless it's actually good, you're pretty much just doing the work yourself, right? So if I say, actually, can I reschedule for something in like 2 hours? So the way that I prompted this was I just give the bot the date, the current date and time, and it computes based on the language that somebody's, typing in. It's going to compute, you'll see what it'll do, which is really cool. And this is where you kind of, now you've got an actual appointment booking bot. You've got a rescheduling bot. It can just handle pretty much everything. So look at that. I can reschedule the appointment for you. So that would be at 1 p.m. PST. Does that work for you? So it's 11:07 right now, which is where, so this is correct. So I could say, actually, never mind. Can we do 2 weeks from now at 1 p.m.? So I haven't even tested this message. I just came up with this on the spot to show you guys, like, I want to see what it does. But this is where the AI actually comes in, because you're actually able to move it around and throw it objections and change stuff up. So look at that, Wednesday, March 20th. So that's perfect. Today's the 6th. That's exactly 2 weeks from today. Does that work for you? So I can say, actually, no, I can do tomorrow. Now that I think about it. And so keep in mind, it only triggered that appointment event to the contact or to the user, right? This would be like the sales rep on that original appointment that was booked. So right now it's still going back and forth in conversation with the contact. And it hasn't confirmed, it's still just conversation, right? So once this contact confirms it, then it will notify me. So like I said, it's booking the appointment, it's qualifying the lead from the original conversation, and then I'm hitting it back up to try and reschedule, and I'm doing it a bunch of different ways, and then boom, now it's rescheduled. And then that means this contact should have gotten an email. There it is. So new appointment confirmed, right? Summary of conversation, appointment rescheduled, looking forward to our discussion, right? So that's using the internal GPT. You could change this, but in the original one, this one was super clean. But this is what I've been thinking about. Like, how do we get this thing to really take a life of its own? Because, the more you prompt it and the more you program it, the more you're telling it what to do, versus the actual vision of it would be to not have to do that and allow it to complete actions within the CRM. So that's going to take some time, but I did figure out this so that it can obviously function like I'm showing you, and then I can still like message it, and this is where it should be cool. So I could say, like, before our call, can I actually send you another property I want an offer on? And then boom, it's gonna obviously interpret that. And so the idea here, like I said, is can you get it to have an actual conversation with somebody where you're just lightly programming it, giving it the direction, but really you have a few main goal events, like getting it to book the appointment or whatever the other, objective is for your business. And then outside of that, you really just want to provide a quick response, right? So let's see what it says here. Okay, so you can definitely send me over the details. However, I'd like to remind you that our main focus is, I forgot. See, it's even reminding me. I was thinking this was like, I'm a homeowner simulating it with the bot. And then, it just responded, like, see, it reminded me, because sometimes I'm doing different projects at once, but, so this is basically with the approach of the investor, right? So maybe instead of that question, I could say, sorry, I meant another target market. I want to also target Texas for our ads. Can you add that into the notes for our call so I'm reminded about it on the call? So I'm just pushing it, right? I'm throwing 3 different responses to it at once, and we'll see what it does. So we can definitely discuss targeting. Please feel free to share. So it's responding to, this first one, and then it should push another message out. If it doesn't, then I'd have to, we'll see what it does here. But this is, this is basically what the system, you got to kind of think about how to fix that, is like, how can you send multiple messages like this so that it basically can interpret like a string of messages that are all connected. But there it is. So absolutely, Quinn, I've added a note to discuss the additional target market. Here's the updated summary. Discuss targeting deals, Southern California and the additional market. Discuss Quinn's advertising budget. Discuss Quinn's need for inbound. Okay. So see, this is good. So let me kind of show you what I did. And this can be done on SMS, on IG, and obviously I'm testing Facebook here. But basically the main thing I did, if you already have this snapshot, was, one, I made an adjustment to the prompt. So I'll show you that. So here's the prompt here. And if you guys want this, like, you guys have bought this from me and you guys want this, You can let me know in the comments or on school. That way I don't just release it and people don't actually need it. But this is the prompt, and that's one component I changed. So you can see here, I really didn't program it a lot. I gave it some questions, and I basically said, your job is to, or where did I put what I want? Yeah, your job is to get the answers to all the questions listed as organically as possible. So instead of saying, follow this question in this order, ask it at this specific time, that's not the nature of how people communicate, right? If you and I are talking and I'm just reading through a list of questions and you can't say what you want to say, it's really not going to go that well. So that I noticed has made a difference. And then basically your job is to see if the customer, right? That's an important word. It's not your job is to book an appointment first, right? It's your job is to see if they want to book an appointment, right? If they would like to confirm the date, time, and time zone, right? So instead of just book the appointment no matter what and bulldoze through the questions, we really want the AI to be friendly, supportive, and direct the person where they need to go, right? And then I just loaded some questions here so you could change these for your business. The snapshot, I didn't change itself in terms of the Zapier part, but I did change the master. So what I did here was I added a different condition. So underneath the contact change, I added GPT assistant response contains event date / time with a colon. So that's in a sense a keyword. And the only time that keyword is going to get triggered from the bot is when they're confirming the actual date and time to book the appointment, right? So why isn't it? Oh, hold on. Okay, so yeah, that was not the correct prompt. It's pretty similar, but this is it. So this is the correct prompt. It's pretty much the same thing. I just added some different stuff here. But basically, the only time that the bot is going to send this message, right, and the way that the system works is this field, right, this custom field gets changed in the third step of the zap. So when that when that field gets changed in the third step of the zap, that triggers this trigger right here, contact changed. This specific custom field has changed. That means there was a response that was generated. And then when it runs through this condition of the workflow trigger is contact change, we add a filter here, which says when that field has changed to a value that contains this, which is only sent when the appointment is confirmed, right? Then that's how we know that somebody booked an appointment. And then I added in this GPT here from inside of Facebook or inside of GoHighLevel to analyze it. So number one, when extracting the date and the time of the scheduled appointment and confirm if the appointment was booked. So this first message, right, this first prompt is designed to make sure, one, okay, this person actually booked an appointment, and two, confirm the actual event date and time. And then that, number one, sets the event start time. So if you want to program reminders, that programs the custom field to have an actual appointment value, like I showed you. And then from there, there's an internal notification that pulls the response that was generated from here, and then that's what gets sent to the salesperson or whoever's using the GoHighLevel account, right? So to simplify it here, when the bot starts talking, when the bot confirms an appointment, we ask ChatGPT, confirm that it wasn't in fact an appointment, and then confirm the event details, and then send that to the user so they know, oh, this was an appointment booked and here's the date and time for it. And then in addition to that, we set an event start time so that if you want to create reminders for the appointment, it can operate around the details that were basically in the conversation, right? So you're kind of bypassing the AI booking bot by making your own custom field and then programming an event around that. And then the other GPT event here is the event formatting. So this one confirms that there was an appointment booked, and it formats the correct date and time zone so that the sales rep gets notified. The second one just simply extracts the date and time of the scheduled appointment, and then it formats it in this way so that we could program it as the event start time. You see? And then now that that's, there, when someone actually books the appointment, you can accomplish every single thing you would with a normal appointment, except it just won't show up on a calendar, right? But you'll get an email, you'll get a text, and like I said, you could build a additional action here where if this contact field updates to having this specific field, then you could just send it to Google Calendar. So you could literally do the same thing. It'd be a little bit of a different step, but I mainly wanted to test, can we start to utilize the power of the AI to basically, function without having to program it a bunch. So I wanted to share this with you guys. It's a little bit more advanced for sure. If you have the snapshot, then you probably understand how this works already. But yeah, this was what I've been testing around with. You can see it's pretty cool to see how it's handling conversations where I'm not really prompting it directly. I'm just giving it a frame and then letting it do the rest. So let me know if you guys, like I said, want this version of it. I can clean it up and stuff like that. But yeah, I can give you guys this if you bought it already, or I can and I can also make additional content for the snapshot if you guys want to learn, more in detail ways you can do this stuff. So hopefully this helps you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, peace.